What was your immediate gut reaction to it?
Well, horror, absolute horror.
Now we have to talk about a really sad and serious story, which is, of course, the tragic death and likely murder of Rob Reiner, who is a famous Hollywood celebrity and also outspoken politically, very left wing, very progressive, very anti Trump. He was killed alongside his wife. And this story is really, really shocking and tragic. But it is, of course, being consumed in like partisan culture war commentary in a really unfortunate way. First, here is some reporting from Fox News on the tragic death itself. Let's watch.
The LAPD is expected to give another briefing today after actor-director Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle were found dead in their Los Angeles homes. Reiner is best known for directing classic films, got A Few Good Men, Harry Met Sally.
Good morning. We expect and hope to hear a lot more information from the LAPD later this morning. As yet, they have not even confirmed the identities of the two people they found dead in the home owned by Rob Reiner here in the Brentwood area of Los Angeles. It was left to Reiner's family to confirm that those killed were indeed the legendary director and his wife, Michelle. As for the police, they gave a somewhat shambolic news conference yesterday evening in the immediate wake of the discovery of those bodies, in which they would not talk about what exactly had happened, how it had happened, and who the suspect might be. Listen here.
At this time, the Los Angeles Police Department is not seeking anyone as a suspect or as a person of interest or in any other manner, and we will not be doing that until we conduct our investigation and we move forward.
Now, police did confirm that the call came from inside the home, and it is believed that call was made by a family member, possibly the Reiner's daughter, Romy. As for a suspect, there are multiple reports that police are talking to the Reiner's 32-year-old son, Nick, who has been open in the past about his struggles with mental health issues and drug addiction.
So, on its face, this is a really sad story. I always saw Rob Reiner's tweets and thought he was like a crazy lefty with clear Trump derangement syndrome, but there's no need to speak ill of the dead, and I wouldn't if we weren't about to get into some of the politics fallout. It's a horrific thing to happen to anybody. I hope that whatever did happen is discovered and the person responsible is brought to justice. And we really should be able to all say that and all condemn violence against people. And I haven't seen a lot of celebration or glibness or anything online, except from one important person that we will get to. However, the reason I wanted to talk about this is because I wanted to highlight Rob Reiner's maybe one of his final messages in a television appearance he did with Piers Morgan after the death of Charlie Kirk. Remember, Rob is like a hardcore Democrat. He surely despised what Charlie Kirk stood for. But here's how he reacted to Kirk's killing. Let's watch.
When you first heard about the murder of Charlie Kirk, what was your immediate gut reaction to it?
Well, horror, absolute horror. And I unfortunately saw the video of it, and it's beyond belief what happened to him, and that should never happen to anybody. I don't care what your political beliefs are. That's not acceptable. That's not a solution to solving problems. And I felt like what his wife said at the service, at the memorial they had, was exactly right. And totally, I believe. I'm Jewish, but I believe in the teachings of Jesus, and I believe in doing to others, and I believe in forgiveness. And what she said to me was beautiful and absolutely, she forgave his assassin, and I think that is admirable.
I agree with everything he said in this clip. And I think it's actually a beautiful message, one that transcends partisan political divides and speaks up for our common humanity and dignity. And so that's what I will choose to remember him by, as well as, of course, his very long and successful career in Hollywood and some of the amazing films that he made. But I just want to highlight that bit of positivity and that bit of decency, as I've seen some people do online playing this clip, because you could go find his nastiest tweets or what have you, but why do that, right? Like, why can't we just, as a rule, focus on the good in people? All of us are complicated. Very few, very, very exceedingly few human beings are all bad or all good. There's always shades of gray. There's almost always a good side to someone, and I wish we could just focus on that. But one person who is unwilling or unable psychologically to do that is the President of the United States. Unfortunately, he wrote in a post on Truth Social, I'm going to read it in full. A very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood. Rob Reiner, a tortured and struggling, but once very talented movie director and comedy star, has passed away, together with his wife, Michelle. First, I'm not sure he was struggling. I saw the home that they were living in, and it's magnificent. I'm not sure what he means by that. Anyway, more from this tweet here. Reportedly, due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome, sometimes referred to as TDS. What? He was not killed because of anything to do with Trump or disputes over Trump. That's certainly not something anyone knows about or has been reported on. And making it about yourself and turning it into a political dunk on somebody, even if that's somebody who was nasty to you and who was a big hater on you, is totally beneath the dignity of the office of the presidency and just like what you would expect of any like decent person. Now, of course, Trump is just like this. He's never going to change, and people have either decided they're okay with it or they're not, but I still find it gross. Anyway, the rest of this tweet here. He was known to have driven people crazy by his raging obsession of President Donald J. Trump, with his obvious paranoia reaching new heights as the Trump administration surpassed all goals and expectations of greatness, and with the golden age of America upon us perhaps like never before. May Rob and Michelle rest in peace. So I just find this to be a really gross statement for a president to put out, making it about yourself, dunking on and mocking the man who was just brutally killed, it seems, and just not really showing any grace or dignity. But this just normalized with him, I guess. This is just how he is, and people accept it. Thomas Massie, the Republican congressman who has beefed with Trump lately, who I personally share a lot of sympathies with, wrote on X, regardless of how you felt about Rob Reiner, this is inappropriate and disrespectful discourse about a man who was just brutally murdered. I guess my elected GOP colleagues, the VP and White House staff, will just ignore it because they're afraid. I challenge anyone to defend it. And this is true. Like, working in Republican politics or conservative media, you will quickly realize that a lot of the stuff Trump says and does, most rank and file people actually do object to and do find it bothersome, but they just don't want to say so because they can't risk offending Trump and having him come after them. But I luckily have no such limitations as me, just doing my own thing, my YouTube show, my podcast. And I will honestly tell you, I find this gross. I find this to be a microcosm of everything that's wrong with our politics, whether it is the lefties who celebrated the murder of Charlie Kirk or Trump mocking and like making it about himself after one of his political opponents is brutally killed. I find all of it gross, and I really hope that we as Americans can do better than this. But y'all will have to let me know what you think of this and all the discourse about Rob Reiner right now. I really want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Also, like, subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube, and all of that.